I've been getting this question a lot lately. Am I too old to skateboard? And it's usually followed with something like, I'm 17 years old. Am I too old to skateboard?
Are you serious?
Am I too old to skateboard, Aaron? I just turned 23 and I am 42 years old, and that just makes me go, what are you kidding? Definitely not 17, definitely not 23, and definitely not 45. But the more I started to think about this, I thought, you know what? There is a lot to know and a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna kind of run you through different age brackets and how you should start skateboarding and how you will make the most of your progression at different ages. So let's start it out at the bottom. I see some of these videos on like Instagram, 3-year-old skaters, 4-year-old skaters. We'll just take as early as the parents would like to allow the skater to skate up to the age of 10 years old. So here's the things you guys need to know. It is very important that you know how your board works and you know how you're going to progress. So this is the wood part of the board, trucks, wheels, bearings, etc. You need to have a basic understanding of this. And you need to understand that this thing rolls. Well, I guess the other thing to understand is flat surface. Skateboarding started on a flat surface and then it moved to banks, transitions, skate parks. Now we have all kinds of the craziest things you could ever imagine. But when you start on flat and learn and get really good at just pushing your skateboard, right? So you're gonna put your board on there and you're gonna push. The other thing I want you to understand before you start skating is you should be wearing a helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards. The biggest reason why people quit skating is they step on a board, they fall, they hit their head, they hit their wrist, they break their wrist, they break an arm, and they go, well, I guess I'm not good enough to skate. But it's because they jumped too high on the gradients. They went, oh, I'm gonna drop in on a ramp instead of skating on flat. So if you have a helmet, knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards, and you're skating on flat and you learn the correct tricks in the correct order, skateboarding is the safest sport. Look, I'm right here. There's not a 250-pound linebacker about to hit me and crush my ribs into the ground. That's football. I'm not going to jump and shoot a basketball and have another bunch of guys push me over and make me fall. That is also dangerous. This is also dangerous if you don't learn it correctly. If you learn it correctly, it's extremely safe. The other thing to know is you gotta bend your knees. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Aaron, all of these things apply to all the age groups. Correct, you are correct. So even from 4-year-old to 10-year-old, you're gonna start by just pushing and riding. And you're gonna start with these basic concepts. Feet on the board, knees bent, hips bent, lift up the front, turn. Backside kick turn, frontside kick turn. And you're gonna take that to a point where you can combine backside and frontside and do what we call a tic-tac, where I can stand completely still and tic-tac forward. All of these things are where you should start, whether you're just starting skateboarding and you're 6 years old or 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50. But it's different because when you are 10 years old and you're riding and you fall, you're like, oh, that's no big deal. I fall all the time. You're gonna get back up like nothing happened. But when you're 50 years old or 42 like myself and you fall, sometimes you'll get back up, but it's not like nothing happened. And I know you guys know, I know the over 40 skaters, leave it in the comments below. The over 30 skaters, leave it in the comments below. I know you feel it much more. Your bones are stiffer, your joints are stiffer. So before you start out skating, I would say you should honestly do this even when you're younger, in your teens. If I was stretching and taking care of my body when I was a teenager, I would feel better now. So it's really important to understand. But if you're skating in your 30s or your 40s, it's vital. You start out with some dynamic stretches, kick those legs up. You really want to get the blood flowing, right? Do it both sides, do it for a little bit. Build yourself a nice little routine. Another thing that will really help your progression is you gotta go regularly. Don't step on your skateboard once a week. Don't step on your skateboard once a month. I mean, once a week is better than once a month. But even if you are able to get out on your board and dedicate a little bit of time, just a little bit, you know, I think there's a very nice therapeutic value to riding a skateboard. You went to work, you had a stressful day, however your job went, it is what it is. And then at the end of the day, if you go, well, I have 10 minutes, I'm gonna take a break from the work, from the kids, from the home life, I'm gonna grab my board and I'm gonna go give it a push. And you just ride around. Literally, just ride. Bend your knees, learn to turn both directions, and just get your ride on. You don't have to go to a skate park. You don't have to try hard tricks. You can literally just feel the freedom of riding your board, pushing through the city, pushing down the street, in the suburb, wherever you are. You can do it in your driveway. You can do it for 10 minutes. But it's really important if you're in your 30s, 40s that you got your muscles working a little bit. And then before, if you are gonna try some tricks, and I do recommend that you do actually do that at least some point in your life, because pushing through to learning a trick, a new trick, and going through that mental and physical battle that it takes to land, let's say, a kickflip is very important. And that is gonna carry over into other parts of your life, which will be really good. So if you are gonna do tricks, this is what you gotta understand. You're gonna start with a little stretching, like I went over, and then you're always, no matter what, I've been skateboarding for 32 years, I've done some really hard tricks, I can do a lot of manual tricks, whatever, but I'm always gonna start the same way that you should start, with push, with a push. Just like that. Whether you're 10, 20, 30, 40, or 50, or 60, you're gonna start with a push. In fact, leave it in the comments below. I wanna know what year you started, how old you were, and how old you are now, and what thing you did that helped you to progress the most. That will help other people progress, because the whole purpose and the point of every single video I make and every single thing we're doing is to grow the world of skateboarding. Okay, so you're gonna push, right? And then you get your most basic tricks. There is a list that I made of the most basic tricks, like a boneless, for example. It's easier than an ollie. Little boneless. Another good one is the caveman. Another one, and usually people's first trick, the popcorn. I feel like almost anybody can do a popcorn. Stand on the board, put your feet underneath the trucks. You're gonna lift and jump on it. But these are easier than the ollie tricks. And then once you progress to the point where you can learn the ollie, and I do want to challenge you guys, I want to challenge each and every single one of you to learn how to ollie. Once you get to the point where you learn how to ollie, no matter what that ollie looks like, by the way, I'm gonna be starting soon the ollie challenge, and I'm gonna challenge everybody to do an ollie. All 4 of those wheels get off the ground, you're golden, right? Watch. That's an ollie. Was it a high ollie? No. Was it a great ollie? Yes. You know why it's a great ollie? Because it was an ollie. A lot of people's first ollie is gonna look like this. I love it. I love it so much. We're gonna have an ollie challenge. That's coming at you soon. But the point I wanna make is once you learn how to ollie, your everyday routine is gonna be like pushing around for 5 minutes. Do like 2 minutes of stretching, pushing around for 5 minutes. That's 7 minutes in. You've got 3 minutes left. For the next 3 minutes, work on your ollie. If you did that every day, you would build the muscle memory where you're like, oh my gosh, you're getting better and better. So from there, well, Aaron, we could learn how to ollie pretty fast. I think you could learn how to ollie in a week. So what's after that? Great question. Glad you asked. And this goes for all the age groups, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But I really want you guys to understand, it is different. If you're 30 or 40, you're gonna have to take this slower than when you were 20. Your body is in a different situation than when it was in 20. I know you feel that. I know I feel it too. Here are the sequence of tricks I'm gonna give you right now. These are all the basics. Ollie. Next one, frontside 180. Next one, backside 180. Followed by the pop shove it. Wow, I almost missed that. Followed by the front shove it. Followed by my personal hardest trick in all of skateboarding. And if I land this first try, I'm the most excited person in the world. Followed by the heel flip. I knew it. Which I would even say, if you're trying to get to kickflip as fast as possible, I would say the heel flip is option. But this is part of the basics. Ow, son of a gun. This is a prime example of Aaron Cairo getting older. 42 years old. It's also mental too, because you got to deal with that as well. If I land it here, do we get it first try? Yeah, great. Whatever, we'll take it. And then you know what's next? The kickflip. Ollie, frontside 180, backside 180, pop shove, front shove, heel flip, kickflip. This comprises the basic skateboarding tricks. All you would do from this point forward is you would start combining these, which would give you all your intermediate tricks. And then if you want to go to advanced tricks, it would be combining 2 of these, like 2 pop shove-its and a kickflip would give you a 360 flip. That's how the skateboarding progression system works. I got more on that coming at you soon. Don't worry, been working on a lot for you guys. The whole purpose of all this is for you to get a better level of understanding so you can be better at riding your skateboard you personally can progress and you can improve both mentally and physically. Skateboarding is a really good workout, and if you got out 10 minutes a day every day and you pushed on your skateboard, you did a little stretching, you did all your basics and did your next trick, it would be really good. Because oftentimes you might have, like I said earlier, had a stressful day at work, you got all this stuff going on, and then you go and you push on your skateboard, boom, and it all goes away. Because your focus, your mental focus has got to be on that board. And it is important that it's on that board. But remember, helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards, make sure you're safe. Keep yourself safe, have fun progressing, and you're gonna get to these levels on your skateboard that you're like, I can't believe I made it here. I never thought I would land a 360 flip, and then you did, which is really incredible. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you, yes, you are progressing. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.